Okay, welcome back to MajorSlackVideos, your first stop for titillating tactical gaming, and welcome to my Mega Melon Farm speedrun. This is a speedrun intended to help those who want to set up a melon farm very quickly as a business model in Fallout 4. You can do this right at the beginning of the game, okay? Just a quick introduction. Number one, this is not a competitive speedrun. This is not a look how fast I can do this speedrun. This is a look how fast you can do this speedrun, all right? In other words, this is intended to be a practical speedrun that anybody can use to quickly set up a cash cow at the beginning of Fallout 4, all right? Number two, your only requirement to follow along with this speedrun is that you completely looted or almost completely looted Vault 111. In other words, as you made your way through Vault 111, you grabbed everything that wasn't nailed down. All right, and I say this because this is the way I always start the game. I haven't done a complete inventory of all the items in Vault 111, but this speedrun is going to be cutting it pretty close with regards to resources. And some junk picked up in Vault 111 may contribute to making this run happen, alright? You don't have to loot Sanctuary, okay? Sanctuary has not been looted. This speedrun begins right after taking the tour of Sanctuary with Codsworth, where he kills some bugs in a couple of houses, and after that, you know, boom, you're on your own. I did not loot a single thing in Sanctuary, alright? So don't worry. Alright, so that's it. Let's get this motor running. This commentary is dubbed, so I'll do my best to keep up with my actions in the video recording. The clock starts now. Okay, here we go. Play-by-play action here. First thing we want to do is pick up some key components in Sanctuary. So you can see I'm hitting the workshop for the very first time, and I'm using the workshop to scrap these items instead of looting them. You can just scrap them and put them directly into the workshop with regards to components and whatnot. Alright, and this concrete over here is very important. Rubber here is important. These two steel barrels and lamp posts. We're going to loot or scrap at least 3 lamp posts. 3 street lamps, that is. So that's one. This is for copper, okay? Copper is one of the rare components that are uncommon components. And porcelain, or ceramic rather, we're going to need that too. So that bathtub and toilet there. Another street lamp. A little bit of steel and a little bit of wood, but not much. And that's it. Now let's go grab a desk fan in the house next to ours, which we'll need for gears. Desk fan is always there. Right there. Boom. Grab that. And scrap all the soft furniture and the rug in this area, okay? Scrap the rug, soft furniture, and that will give you cloth. Alright? You need at least 39 cloth, I believe. Now on to our house. Same thing. Grab this Mr. Handy, that's good for oil, and scrap all the soft furniture once again. Scrap that, the rug, the ottoman, and the chair over here. And don't forget this yellow table lamp, that's good for copper. The doormat, that's good for cloth, and now we have enough cloth. Now I'm going to do something really weird. First I want to empty out my inventory as much as possible. Okay, everything I don't need. Take it right down. Keep the 2 wedding rings. Okay, dump out everything in the aid section, my aid section. Keep at least 1 rat away just in case a storm happens. And we're gonna make a little bit of food. Keep the stim packs. Everything else goes. Now over to the workshop. Take out all the junk. Yeah, that's right. Take out all the junk. And I'm not even like gonna get selective because it takes too long to get selective. Just take all the junk. Alright? All the junk comes on board. Alright? So all your components are now on board. Now let's scrap this ruined house here. Everything we're scrapping here is going back into the workshop. That's okay because it's just wood and steel. We don't want to be carrying that. Heavy wood and steel that we don't need. Scrap all that. Now we're going to make a home for everybody once they arrive in Sanctuary, once our settlers arrive in Sanctuary. So up to wood, structures, prefabs, large shack, slap that down, over to beds, slide on over the cheapest beds, the sleeping bags, and let's jam in 12 sleeping bags into this large shack. You can hear a storm coming up, a storm brewing up right now, eh? There we go, we leveled up. And let's take a nap till morning and get rid of the storm. Once again, I don't know why people like, you know, build a bazillion floors and whatnot to level up when you could just make a farm. It's so much more productive and it does the same thing. Now I'm leaving all these sleep times and the load screens in to show you exactly how much time, real time, it took me to do this. Okay, so it's first thing in the morning, that's perfect. We got a weapon, the 10 mil. We're just gonna go with it as is, no modding. I'm playing on very hard. This run was done on very hard. Okay. Don't forget to hit the trash can on the way out, and don't forget to hit the cooking station. You gotta whack this rad roach here before you can do any cooking. Hey, let's cook up a little food for the road in the form of grilled rad roach. So crank out a whole bunch of those. Grab the explosives out of the trash can, they're always there. I'm just grabbing this loot here in case we need to sell it. And now it's straight down to the red rocket. If I can get away with it, I'm not going to fight the mole rats. They don't normally spawn right away. So if I can get away with it, I'm not going to fight them. Just go right into the red rocket truck stop, straight to the workshop, access it, and now this is a settlement. Trash or scrap the diagnostic cart. Don't forget to grab the adjustable wrench. That's very important for some more gears. And trashing the diagnostic cart will give you some copper. All of which is very important. Don't forget this giddy up buttercup leg there. Just grab all the stuff here. It's a lot easier. Just grab it all. Hey, and boy, I usually like to talk to dog meat because this can sometimes screw things up when you're trying to get settlers to the red rocket. Okay, so let's just get this out of the way. Together. I'm going to talk to him and then dismiss him.
What are you doing out here all by yourself? You want to come with me, pal? Okay then, let's stick together.
Okay, he's our companion now, and now I'm going to immediately dismiss him by going to talk and then dismiss. Send him to the Sanctuary Hills. Done and done. Now, two important things to grab. One is the hot plate. All those coffee cups are for ceramic, and the telephone. Grab both those things, very important. You can loot the cash registers just for some cash. Out we go. Scrap these two telephone booths, okay? 1, 2, and the street lamp. Don't forget the street lamp slack. There we go, street lamp. All those good for copper and circuitry, I believe. And now, same thing, we're going to go to the workshop and grab all the junk, put it on board. That's it, let's get the F out of Dodge. Didn't have to fight the mole rats, we probably will have to later on. Make sure you go to the right of the road, otherwise you're going to run into some bugs buzzing around the corpse on the way, which will slow you down. Might have to find them. Okay, so let's go into Concord. We're going into Concord for one thing, and that is a camera at the speakeasy, the Concord speakeasy. It's always there, right on the counter. And the camera is good for crystal. Crystal is one of the bottlenecks in this scheme. It's very hard to find. And we're actually going to have to buy some, but you can find some in the form of this camera that's always here on the counter. So that will cut down on the cost. Grab the camera, and out we go. That's all we want. We're not going to bother with Preston Garvey and the Minutemen at all right now. We'll do that later. Okay, I'm just quick saving for the sake of this walkthrough. And straight down here, go right past the Museum of Freedom and the Minutemen and all that noise. This is about setting up the farm. Now I just want to make sure I'm headed in the right direction. I'm headed towards Trash Can Carla, who's always on this road going south from Concord. And we can buy either a camera or a microscope off her to give us some crystal. And we need 6 crystal. We already have 2. Now if she has a camera and or a microscope or 2 of each, we can buy those.
Or just ask directions to Diamond City.
Don't forget to be sarcastic to get a discount.
Sweetheart.
Boy, have you come to the wrong place. My loving days have long since passed. But I'll tell you what, wise ass. You made an old girl smile, and that ain't easy. You want to do some trading? I'll give you a discount.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
I got a little bit of everything.
Okay, so we got our discount. Sell her to the 2 wedding rings. That's the fastest thing you can do to get some cash, okay? Okay, so that's that. Now let's go straight over to your junk. Look for a camera. There we go. We got 3 of them. We lucked out. So I'm going to buy 2. That's all we need. Did I buy all 3? Okay. Probably so excited to buy. And you probably also want to look for anything with circuitry, because you may run short of circuitry as well. So just to make sure, usually telephones or stuff like that, it's usually pretty cheap. And of course, forget about the shipments, because that's way above your pay grade. There's a telephone. Buy that. Now, if you luck out here, you can always go down to the Drumlin Diner, but that's going to slow you down a bit because you have to fight Simone and Wolfgang. So that'll slow you down by a few minutes. But if you don't find what you need here, you can go further on down the road to the Drumlin Diner. I lucked out, so now I can go straight to the Starlight Drive-In, which is the next settlement that we're going to open up.
We had a deal, Trudy.
See, there's the people, there's the guys
You owe us.
putting the screws to there's the Starlight Drive-In over there. And you can hear the altercation going on at the Drumlin Diner in the background. Okay, now here we won't be able to open up the workshop until we clear the area. It's unlike the Red Rocket truck stop. We won't be able to open up until we clear the area. So I'm just going to pick the lock here on the door that goes into the workshop, and then we're going to have to fight off half a dozen mole rats, one of which is typically a rabid mole rat on very hard difficulty. Okay, so we can't access the workshop. Go out here, usually fire a shot to get them excited. Mole rats appear to be excited by any kind of noise, and that usually sets them off. There we go. And it's game on. Using the 10 mil and VATs all the way. I love the way these guys look when they're like right close up. There's the rabid mole rat. And just favoriting the grilled rad roach. I forgot to do that earlier. Munch down some rad roach, restore my health. That's it. Now we can access the workshop. First thing you want to do is scrap all the lamp bases or street lamps for more copper. And that's it. That's all you need to do. Now let's head down to the diner. There's a couple of booby traps in the diner. Usually you like to run right by and then run away. So I'm just going to run by here, run away. blows the booby trap. There's another booby trap on the door. Just open the door and run away. I missed there, so I'm gonna have to go back. Go back, Slack. Go back. Open the door, run away. And I'm gonna scrap the radio. So if you don't hear any sound, that's why. Copyright issues. I can hear the music now. Scrap the radio. There we go. And I scrapped the sink for some ceramic, and there's sometimes some coffee cups on the counter here. Scrap them for some ceramic too, and you're good to go. That's it. We should now be able to set up 3 radio recruitment beacons. Okay, we have enough junk / components to set up 3 radio recruitment radio beacons and 3 small generators. Okay, so slap down a generator, slap down a radio beacon, wire them up, and boom, Starlight driving is happening. Now, there's nothing else there. There's no bed, there's no food, there's no water, there's no nothing. But it doesn't matter, because what the game does, I noticed, is it likes to send you startup settlers. That's what I call startup settlers. So whenever you open up a new settlement, if you set up a radio beacon, it will send you settlers, even though there's nothing there. Even though I have no beds, no food, no nothing, it doesn't matter. So that's what we're going to use. As soon as we get startup settlers at the Red Rocket or the Starlight Drive-In, we're going to go there and send them to Sanctuary. That's it. That's all. So we came back to the Red Rocket because we're going to set up a recruitment beacon here, and the mole rats have decided to finally make an appearance, so we got to fight them now. There's no choice. I don't really need to loot those mole rats, but I just can't resist. Can't resist a free meal. Okay, so that's it. Everything's done here. Set up a radio recruitment beacon here and a small generator. Same thing. We got the goods. We got all the junk and components on board, so we don't have to need to worry about it being available in the workshop. There we go. Wire these 2 suckers together, and booyah, we're happening. Now the mole rats have decided to make a late appearance to the party. And that's that. Now we're going to check on the Starlight Drive-In to see if any settlers have shown up. I'm just I forgot to take the junk out of the workshop there. That was it. And there we go. We've already got a settler at the Starlight Drive-In, so let's go back there and send him to Sanctuary. Every time you get a settler at a settlement, you can send them to any settlement that you've owned. That's the key to this. Okay, just quick saving to save my hours here. There he is right there. So go into workshop mode and press the button. You see at the bottom it says move, whatever that button is. He wanted to talk to me. Anyways, I sent him to Sanctuary. That's it. Press the button to move. You get a list of all the settlements that you own, and I sent him to Sanctuary Hills. And I think what happened is there's yeah. See, I'm going so fast here and I can't keep up. Yeah, the game sent me a settler at Red Rocket. So let's go here. Two settlers at Red Rocket. Keep up, Slack. Yeah, okay, sorry. 2 settlers appeared at Red Rocket. So let's send them both to Sanctuary Hills. All right. So now we have 3 settlers at Sanctuary Hills already. See? Okay, so just double checking everything. Red Rocket is clear. Starlight Drive-In is clear. Now let's go set up our Melon business by running over to Abernathy Farm. And the easiest way to get to Abernathy Farm is just go straight to the water tower, the Concord water tower, that right there. from the Red Rocket truck stop, and the power line tower just beyond it is directly above Abernathy Farm. Alright, so that's the easiest way to find it from Red Rocket truck stop. As soon as you get there, find the girl named Lucy and talk to her. That's Blake. There's Lucy right there.
Here for work? We could use some help picking melons if you've got some spare time. I'll give you caps for any you can bring me.
Okay, now
Did you
always
say
respond
caps?
to the top
Why would I want those?
Yeah, like
options
auto
in the
caps.
dialogue, okay?
And because it's money? At least it is here in the Commonwealth.
You
Okay,
guys
go for
pay
bottle
things
cap
with
currency,
bottle
top
caps?
top option.
What happened to dollars and cents?
That old stuff? Not too useful these days. Unless you're looking to stock up your outhouse.
What are you paying?
3 caps per melon. Not a bad deal if you ask me.
Ask for
fine.
more,
Deal?
Deal. But let's keep it
and I have
between us.
never failed that
The last
charisma
thing I
check.
want is another
Never.
lecture from my mom.
So I think it's pretty much a given. You just have to ask her, and you'll get 5 caps per melon. All right. Now she has 3 or 9 melons growing here always. So grab those. That's going to be part of your, like, you know, your melon business. These 9 melons here. Grab them, and that's it. Let's check and see what's going on at the Red Rock. There's the 9 melons. Let's see what's going on at the Red Rocket. Nothing there. Nothing at the Starlight. So let's go back home and start planting. Now, as you do this, you're going to have to like closely manage exactly how many plants you're planting at Sanctuary and the number of settlers you have available. Each settler can manage 12 melon plants. All right, so you're going to have to keep track of that. So we have 2 melon plants there by default. Okay, those are always planted at Sanctuary by default. And we have 9 on board. First of all, though, let's sleep till morning to get some good light. Because as we start planting, it's going to get darker and darker, and it's going to make it more difficult. So sleep till morning. Then as soon as morning arrives, we're going to clear out a big area for the farmland, for like our farm, right? And actually, the very first thing you should do is plant the recruitment radio beacon, so that as you're clearing out the farm area, you'll have an opportunity to get settlers, you know. I made a slight mistake here. I should have went straight down to the water and planted a power generator and a radio recruitment beacon. I finally flew in after a minute or two. So I'm starting to clear out the area to create our farmland. Scrap everything. This is just to make room to plant. And there's always a gourd there. I forgot. I'll go back to that in a second. Clear this out. As you clear out this yard, only leave a chair. See, now I finally remembered to go down, straight down to the water. And why down at the water? Because we can make the small generator serve 2 purposes. It can power a water purifier and a radio recruitment beacon at the same time, without some, like, you know, long distance fancy wiring. Okay, so water purifier that provides 10 water, and a radio recruitment beacon, and a generator. Down goes the small generator. And we have all the components to do this because of our careful looting earlier on. Wire the generator to the recruitment beacon and to the water purifier, and we're good to go. Now continue to clear out the farmland. So now Sanctuary can potentially draw settlers as well. So now we have 3 settlements bringing in settlers. And after having done this half a dozen times, the game never fails to send you enough settlers. There's always enough between the 3 of them. That's the whole point. Once again, save at least 1 chair. Why, Slack? I'm going to show you in a minute. Clear out everything. Look for the gourd. Highlight it. press the button that says store. See the button at the bottom there? Store. Press that button to store it in your workshop. And let's clear up the area by the doghouse. And that was some cram that dropped there. And that pretty much does her, and we just want to pick up that cram so it doesn't take up valuable planting space. There you go, that's on board. I think there's a little bit of rubble here. Scrap that and we're done.
Seems to
All
be
right.
growing well.
Harvest these 2 melons, and now we have 11 melons. And we have 2 planted, so if we plant all these 11 melons, we'll have 13 melons planted. Enough work for 1 settler. And as you can see, Sanctuary has received 2 more settlers in the time that we were clearing out the farmland. See, my people count is up to 5 now. So everything is going swimmingly. All we need is 6 settlers here. We're going for a 120 melon farm, alright? We need 10 people to manage a 120 melon farm, but we don't need 10 people, okay? All we need is 6. Because then afterwards, we can go do the Minuteman mission in Concord. And as you may or may not know, once you complete that, all the Minutemen come to Sanctuary and you get 5 more settlers automatically. So now I'm just assigning one of the settlers to this food here. And it seems like it was already automatically assigned, so I'm just going to make sure. There we go. So the food is now up to 6 because each melon is worth 0.5 food. So 12 melons times 0.5 is 6. And that's it. Now I want to set up some defense. Part of the components we collected took that into account, so I want to plop down 3 machine gun turrets. Easiest way to build up some defense. I'm just spreading them out here because during one of my practice runs I actually got attacked here at Sanctuary. I couldn't believe it. I have never been attacked. That's the first time in all my time of playing Fallout 4 that I got attacked at Sanctuary. So I'm spreading them out. And finally, I want to bump up the water count. It's only at 10. Cheapest way to bump it up to 12. See, I want to have like 11 settlers altogether, okay? So that'll bump it up to 13 by putting down a water pump. That's the cheapest way, alright? So that's it, we're good to go. We got enough water, we got enough, we're gonna have enough food pretty soon. Got enough defense, and we got enough beds. All that remains is to plant some more plants and get 1 more settler. So, to get everything to respawn, sleep 24 hours, fast travel away and fast travel back. That will get all the plants at Abernathy Farm to respawn, and that'll get all your plants to respawn. It's that simple. Sleep 24 hours, fast travel away, fast travel back. There we go. Just checking the workshop. And let's see what's going on here. We got 1 more settler at the Red Rock, and we got 2 more settlers at the Starlight. So we're swimming. We're swimming in settlers now. Everything's going according to plan. We have too many settlers, in fact. So you can start up another farm somewhere else if you wanted. So I'm just going to go to the Red Rocket, send that settler to Sanctuary, turn off the radio beacon so I don't have to deal with it. Any new settlers. This is probably the thing that slows you down the most, is looking for newly arrived settlers. There he is. Go into workshop, press the move button, and send him to Sanctuary Hills.
I don't think we met yet.
Yeah, see, this is the one that tried to talk to me.
Paradise, but what is, right?
I'm saying, I don't want to talk to you, I just want to put you to work. Okay, workshop, move, Sanctuary Hills, done and done. So now we have 6 settlers at Sanctuary Hills. Boom, 6, we're done. That's it, that's all we need. Now it's just a matter of planting. So let's go turn off the radio beacon. Don't need it for now. The one at Starlight driving, I'm just going to keep running because I don't have time to go turn it off. So now it's just a matter of planting. What we want ultimately for part 1 of the speedrun is 6 settlers, which we have, and 72 plants planted at Sanctuary. Alright? So we have 13 so far. I'm going to grab 9 melons here.
We don't want any trouble.
And if we harvest the other 13, which will have respawned at Sanctuary, 9 plus 13 is 22. 22 plus the 13 we have planted at Sanctuary is 35. So if we plant everything that we harvest, we'll have 35 plants at Sanctuary. Rinse and repeat, and plant 37 more plants plus the 35 will equal 72. At that point, part 1 of the speedrun will be complete. Then we can go down to Concord, and at this point you're just playing the game like you normally would, so it's not really fair to include that part of playing the game as part of the speedrun, because you know it's just playing the game. You know, you're doing the missions and whatnot, and the speedrun will pick up after Preston Garvey and the gang come back to Sanctuary. All right. Okay, so now we have 22 melons plus the 13 we have planted. Like I said, that's going to equal 35 if we plant them all. Let's plant them all. Once again, showing everything in real time to show you exactly how long it takes. I think pretty much that's one of the few things I would like to refine in this speedrun, is how to plant melons a lot quicker. Melons are one of the finniest things to plant. Finickiest things to plant. Unlike potato plants, you can jam down potato plants like really fast, because they don't take up much space, so you can easily find where they can be planted. You can plant them a lot closer together. Same with corn, same with carrot. Okay, so those are planted. Now this is what I'm going to do with the chair. Move the chair right over to the middle of the plantation. Make sure that you get the weight prompt if you sit in the chair. If you don't, the chair is too close to something, you just have to move it. So that's what happened here. Go back in the workshop, pick it up, move it over somewhere else, plunk it down, out of workshop. Make sure you get the weight prompt when you sit in it. That's very important. Okay, we got the weight prompt. It's a working chair. Now let's build a bell, a town bell. Go to resources, up 1 over to miscellaneous, up 1 over to the bell. Plant the bell right there. Bing. Out of workshop. Go ring the bell. Calls everybody to the bell. And to get everybody gathered quickly, just wait 1 hour. That's why the chair. Boom. There's everybody right there. Now you can go into workshop and see who is assigned to which plants by just pointing at them. If they have no plants assigned, or like no plants highlighted when you point at them, they are not working. Okay, this person is not working, you see. So hunt around, look for plants that have a red pit boy. Nope, 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 nope. And here I forgot to do the math. Everybody's like, I have what, 35 plants, so we have enough people assigned to all the plants that we have planted. All right. So now same thing. Sleep 24 hours. Fast travel away. Fast travel back. Gets all the plants at Abernathy Farm and at Sanctuary to respawn. So that's what I'm doing now. Over to Abernathy Farm, I don't have to worry about settlers anymore. Making great time on this run. Race to the back, grab 9 more melons. A fast way to harvest is just stand in the middle of a whole bunch of melons and spin around and rapidly tap the harvest button. It's an easy way to harvest melons.
Yes.
Okay, so we got all the 9. Back to Sanctuary to harvest everything we've got there. But this is going to be more than our needs. We only need to plant another 37. And I'm just curious what's going on at the Red Rocket and the Starlight, although I don't need any more settlers. Back in Sanctuary, let's get planting. Everything here is respawned.
Yeah.
Seems to be growing well.
Harvest everything. And this should give us 44 plants on board, or 44 melons on board. Out of those 44, we're going to plant 37. 37 plus the 35 planted equals 72. Which is exactly how many 6 settlers can handle. Now what happened here is I forgot to turn off the radio beacon at Sanctuary, so the game sent me even another settler. So I think it's going to show up that I have 7 settlers pretty soon. So I just want to make sure I got everything. Do an inventory. That's exactly how many melons we need. 44. 44 minus 9 equals 35 we have planted. Now, I just want to sleep till morning because I always like planting during the day. During daylight hours, I don't like planting at this time of day. I like nice, good light. There we go, rise and shine. Let's get planting. Okay, so I'm counting very carefully. I want to plant exactly 37. See, every time the melon appears red, you can't plant it there. Like I said, this is the one thing that really slows things down. There we go, that's 37. Now let's go ring the bell. Sit for an hour. Everybody gathers around. Highlight everybody, see if there's any plants highlighted along with them. If they're not, that means they're not working yet.
Got a dangerous look about you. Hope you ain't here for me.
Go into the workshop. Go down to the bottom. This guy probably isn't. See, highlight him. He's got no plants assigned to him. So look for a red Pip-Boy. There's one right there. Assign him to that one. Rinse and repeat. See that one's assigned to. See that one's assigned to plants. Whenever you highlight a settler, if you don't see any plants highlighted along with them, they're not working yet. So that one's working. And I'm watching my food count very carefully. I know I've got 72 plants. I should be able to get my food count up to 36. So now I'm looking for one spare one who's not working. It's probably her right there. It's highly likely to be her right there. So grab her, press the command button, go down here, look for a red Pip-Boy below the melon on the melon card. Bingo. Assign her to that. Watch the food count go up to 36. And that is it. That is part 1 of the speedrun, Mega Farm speedrun done. Okay, the clock stops now because the following isn't officially part of setting up your Mega Melon Farm, since it's part of playing the game anyway, regardless of what kind of build you use. Okay, so it's basically just getting ready for the wasteland. Whatever it is you do to do that, do it now, and then it's back down to Concord. Kill all the raiders in the street, laying siege to the Museum of Freedom, at which point the Out of Time quest concludes and the When Freedom Calls quest begins. Now you're tasked with clearing out the Museum of Freedom, after which you hook up with Preston Garvey, power armor, yada yada yada, kill the Deathclaw, and Preston Garvey congratulates you on being such a mega badass, and then you finally agree to meet him and his gang of Minutemen back in Sanctuary. Alright? And wait a minute, hold up. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. 5 new settlers instantly added on to Sanctuary. Oh, that's why you shut off the recruitment beacon after you got 6 settlers. That's why. Yep, there is a method to my madness. Most of the time. Alright, and as soon as you complete the When Freedom Calls quest with Preston Garvey, the clock starts running again, and we're going to complete our Mega Farm speedrun. It'll only take like 4 or 5 minutes to complete. Alright, so let's get right back to it. Okay, the clock starts running again. We have 5 new settlers here at Sanctuary. Of the 5, only 4 will work at the moment. We have to do at least 1 mission from the Minutemen in order to get Preston Garvey to work. So it only remains to plant 48 more melons. Okay, we've got 72 melons planted now. To get the melon farm up to 120 melons, we have to plant 48 more melons, and then assign Mama Murphy, June Long, Marcy Long, and Sturgis to work in the crops, and we're done. And this is going to take about 6 minutes. Okay, so that's what I'm doing now. Just you know, because we were away, right? Because we went out questing and adventuring and whatnot, we passed time, all our melons have already respawned. This will happen as long as you don't quit the game. Okay, so you come back to Sanctuary and everything's already respawned, so just gather up your melons. I only need 48, but I'm gonna like just harvest them all just for posterity, so I can take like the surplus down to Lucy Abernathy and sell them off. There you see me doing the spin harvest there. I forget if I mentioned that before. That's a quick way to to harvest melons. Stand in the center of a group of melons and then spin around and rapidly tap the harvest button. And you're going to harvest them really fast. Okay, so there's all our melons harvested. Let's get planting.
Sounds like quite
I should have 72. I missed one. I only have 71, so there's one missing. This isn't really a big deal, but I like to be thorough, so there it is. So now we have 72 melons on board. And let's plunk down 48 more. Thank you everybody for your response to my purified water farm versus melon farming video. I was pleasantly surprised how many of you decided that melon farming was the way to go. That's great. This is another bottleneck I'm with melon farming. It pretty much, I think it's the only bottleneck that remains, is figuring out how to plant the melons a lot quicker, because they're really finicky to plant. They're not like corn or potato, you know, they can't just plunk them down very close to one another neatly in rows. They just, it's so damn finicky trying to find a spot to plant them. Here I'm getting a little bit of a rhythm here. I'm carefully counting because I didn't feel like doing the math, the complicated math of subtracting 48 melons from however many melons I had in my workshop. So I instead just, you know, carefully counted up to 48 as I was planting. There we go, that's 48. Now, when I ring the bell, have a seat, wait for an hour, get everybody gathered around, and then hit Mama Murphy. Once again, hit Mama Murphy, June Long, Marcy Long, and Sturgis. And the best part about this is they're all easily recognizable, okay? They're not like the anonymous settlers, you know who they are.
Mama Murphy.
There's Mama Murphy right here.
You're gonna ask me, June. I've
Press
seen
the
it.
command button.
There's nothing I can
Find a melon that has a red Pip-Boy and assign her to it. Rinse and repeat with Sturgis,
do.
Marcy,
Talk to the dead.
and June Long.
Even the sight has limits.
There's June Long.
I'm sorry.
Grab him. Command. Find a melon with a red Pip-Boy. Boom. Assign him. And you can see my food count is going up now. Up in the top left corners. It's going to go up to 48. It kind of glitches out at 48, but it will go up again. So now I'm looking for Sturgis and Marcy. There's Marcy. Grab her. Looking for a red Pip-Boy. Should be over on the other side, I think. Here we go. And finally, Sturgis. Here the game kind of glitched out on me and refused to like bump up the food count to 54, which is where it should be now. But it finally does that when I hit Sturgis. And he turns out to be just around the corner. June Long has already been assigned.
Some days are harder than others.
Although he's certainly there's Sturgis. Open up the workshop. Grab him, and you can see my food count now went up to 54. So when we assign Sturgis, we're looking for our food count to go up to 60, and that means at that point the 120 melon farm is complete. There's one right there. Boom. Watch the food count. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, and that's time. That's it. Melon farm complete. Total time 47 minutes 38 seconds. Not quite 45 minutes, but close enough. Anyways, like I said, this is not a competitive speed run. This is a practical speed run. So now you know you can set up a 120 melon farm in about 45 minutes. It's very doable. All right. So it's no longer the huge 2-hour tedious tasks that it used to be, right? Now, to get this sucker to pay off, simply sleep 24 hours. Unfortunately, sleeping is not it's a little laggy, I find, in Fallout 4. It's not like Skyrim. Sleeping and waiting used to take, like, 24 hours used to take 30 seconds flat in Skyrim every time. Okay, so this is the procedure. Sleep 24 hours. Fast travel away. Just like before. Go to Abernathy Farm. I'm going to leave the potatoes for now. Typically I harvest potatoes too and stockpile them, and then I can take them down to Diamond City Market and sell them there. Grab all the melons which have respawned at Abernathy Farm, because you slept 24 hours, fast travel away, so that's all it takes to get the melons to respawn here. Go back to your farm and all the melons will have respawned there, and harvest all those as quickly as you can.
Back to Diamond City.
And if you want to continue, sleep 24 hours again before you go back to sell them to Lucy Abernathy. That way, when you come back to your farm, your melons will have respawned again. Huh? Yeah, stick with the slack and you won't get whacked. That's if you want to continue, like, making lots of money. If you just want a quick 600 caps, just do it the once. Okay, so we slept 24 hours. We got a whack ton of melons to sell to Lucy. Let's go on down to Abernathy Farm. Find Lucy.
Huh?
And cash out. After hours, you shoot. She may be in the farmhouse. There she is right there. Hello, Lucy.
Here to collect the caps for the melons you gathered?
Yes,
Yeah.
indeedy.
Here you go.
Great. Thanks for your
Cha
help.
ching. There you go. 900 caps. Rinse and repeat as often as you like. Or just do it the once when you want some quick cash. Like I said, you got your hands on the control. You're in the driver's seat. You can turn on and off the tap anytime you like. That's why this method of making money I find is superior. And there we go. All our melons have respawned.
That place is
So that's it. That's the melon farm speedrun. I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, and if you thought this video was remotely entertaining and or informative, please give the old Slackster a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more kick-ass Fallout 4 videos. Thanks for watching. See you next video.